Yo, welcome back to another episode of my show. You know what it is. As always, we are presented by Passion Park ENT. You can catch all of our brand new stuff at passionparkent.com. Go to www.thedavidlopez.com to catch all of my brand new music. Most recently, I dropped The Connection, which was a 3-song EP that I dropped on 420. So you can take a guess as to what a lot of the songs are centered around. But I really like the work that I did. I'm proud of it, and I appreciate all the people that have been reaching out and giving me some words of encouragement on that drop. So appreciate all that, as I just said. And then if you want to support by wearing some merch and just rocking some fresh gear, go to passionpark.threadless.com. You can get all of our newest designs there. I'm gonna try to get some new stuff on there ASAP. So, yeah, let's get into the show.
David Lopez is the name. It's my show. Welcome to
it. Okay, so sports topic's gonna be exciting today because I've been talking about the NBA pretty much every episode for the past couple months. Obviously, that's the topic that I enjoy the most, and that's the sport that's going on. But we are gonna have to talk some NFL. We got to talk some Bears stuff. I'm not even gonna QB Bears. Whoa, I'm not even gonna get into it yet. But my music topic, we always start off right up top. I've been mentioning for the past couple weeks how I've been mixing my album, right? I feel really good about it. I actually think it's done. Like I'm actually now I just made sessions for all of the clean versions and performance versions because I think for the first time ever, I'm actually going to just drop the whole, like when I drop the album, I think I'm going to drop the album and a clean version of the album too. I don't know how necessary that is, but I mean, it's, long-term wise, you play it around family or whatever. I don't know, whatever. I don't even swear that much about music, but I think I am going to do that. So that's a little like just insight into like how I'm doing my sessions. Like I finished the masters for all of the album. Like I think it's officially done. And now I am going in and doing all the performance versions and the clean versions. This is like a different time now because, like back in the day, not even back in the day, pre-COVID, should I say, when concerts were happening and I would have been performing over the past couple of years, like I would have already probably had performance songs for almost all the songs on the album and just every song I'm working on because I would have constantly been wanting to have the performance versions so that I could go to and do them at my new show. Like if I want to do a new song at a show, I want to have the performance version ready. Like actually what I used to do when I first went into studio sessions, when I first started recording at a studio after, a couple of years recorded, I used to we would finish whatever the mix or master for that song at that time, I would bounce out a performance version that time right away. Cause I knew that like, especially when I had the monthly showcase, like I would like to do some of my new songs. So that was one of the first things I would do. And I remember having like a friend engineer of mine told me that was something he liked so that he wouldn't have to go back and do it. Now lately, gotten a little, I don't know, lazy or whatever, or just gotten into the habit of not really doing that, especially with us not having shows in such a long time. So I need to go back in and make performance versions of all of these new singles that I just counted. It's been 14 this year. So I've had 14 records come out this year, and there's been, I think, 18 weeks so far in the year. So I said I was going to drop a new song every week, and then I was going to have a couple off weeks there. I'm a couple weeks behind, but there's a couple reasons there, and then the album should help me catch up a little bit. Not that I need to drop 52 songs in a year to prove to myself, but I did say that I was going to try to drop a song most every week. 14 out of 18 right now, not the worst, but I got a lot more coming, as you can hear. I'm talking about the album. But right now I'm in the process of, now that shows are kind of starting to come back, people are vaxxed up, people are going out, trying to figure out how we're going to do the rollout strategy, what kind of shows we're going to, be able to book and hopefully do for this summer. Obviously, I have a lot of family stuff going on. Our kid's going to be here in June, so that's going to tie me up. So I'm really trying to get everything planned. I'm trying to get all these music videos done. I'm honestly just trying to figure out the best way to do it that puts the music in position to be heard. Like I know that I have not done a good job at, or the best job at getting my music out to everybody, and I'm trying to do better at it, but I'm also trying to just make better music, and I'm really, really confident in this new project, and I worked really hard on it because I had to, because I decided I was going to mix it completely and make every beat and there's no features and just do it all myself, right? So I think it is the hardest I've ever worked, or the most I've ever worked on a particular piece of art. So I'm really proud of it. And with that said, I don't want to like just throw that out there and not pay attention to like how it gets heard. Like I do have to pay attention to that, and I have to do that myself. And it can be kind of not so much self-sabotage, but a way to like self-cope if you just drop some shit. Like I've done a lot, just like drop a song here and there. Sometimes it's just cool to just get an energy out there right away in the world and just you made it, you just want to be heard. Like I get that. But then also it can be a strategy to be like it didn't do so well because you didn't do a full release, so you just dropped it. You just wanted people to hear it. It's almost like it's a coping mechanism for the potential of failure for the project. And so with that being said, like I'll no expectations sometimes are the best expectations because then people don't have the whatever. But maybe I should just create an expectation, create a bar for myself, and leave that potential for there's some hurt when you get bad reviews, but you have a much higher ceiling when you really give the full effort on the release. You know what I mean? Like that does mean reviews might hurt more, you might get more reviews, but you also just like you gave it your all. You won't regret that. So anyways, I'm trying to figure out the best way to release things, the best way to put my money into advertising, just like the best places to submit my songs, all that stuff. And I'm trying to plan it ahead, but I'm also trying to plan it around all this family stuff I got coming with the kid, and then trying to figure out like just dates and shit like that. You know what I mean? All that stuff. But I thought the real thing is that I really want to get back into shows, and I'm trying to figure out how we're going to do that shit. Oh, the other note I wrote down here, I forgot, was just like, remember back in the day, I guess people kind of do it now, but not as much. Like, there was always freestyles from rappers that would come out before their album drop. And I know I've seen some of them now, but not as much. Like, it used to be like that was a thing no matter what. You knew somebody's album was coming, and they would be dropping, like, just freestyles, first off, on all the radio stations, and then they would just have, like, random freestyle drops. Like, that was so common back in the day. Might have to implement that myself a little bit. I don't know. Let's get into some sports. First and foremost, we have got to start with the Bears because the NFL draft began last night. Today is Friday. I'm recording this, and so round 2 is going to be happening tonight. We'll see what happens, but the madness that ensued yesterday was great. It was a drama-filled NFL draft day 1. First and foremost, the Bears traded up to the 11th pick and got our quarterback. Well, we hope we finally got a franchise quarterback. Justin Fields, now a Bear. That was awesome. That was exciting. But the day started, we'll start with this. The day started with an Adam Schefter tweet that said that Aaron Rodgers has expressed to the Packers organization that he is upset and he wants to be traded. And then people are like, wait, what? What's going on here? And then more rumors start to come out. I think Trey Wingo reported that Rodgers reportedly requested a trade. The Packers accepted and said they would trade him this offseason, and then they backed away from that. And then there's just been a shit show going on there. And so it was just like rumors everywhere. As a Bears fan, we're all like, wait, what? Is Rodgers going to get traded out of the division? Would they ever trade him? I kept thinking, there's no way. Like, I mean, of course, I think he actually does want out. I think that's real. I think he leaked that information on purpose. The whole Jeopardy thing is real. He's engaged to somebody who's an actress who lives out in California. I mean, I just think that all that stuff is real. But what I didn't believe and what I still don't believe is that the Packers would trade him. Now, and I don't think it's going to happen. Maybe next year, and maybe they'll call his bluff and say you're going to show up. Now, Aaron Rodgers, if he doesn't show up, his upper hand, who knows? We'll see. But maybe the Packers organization gets a crazy offer that they couldn't imagine, and it's like, how do we turn this down? And they take it. I doubt it, but nonetheless, it was news as a Bears fan that you're like, wait, what? Trouble in paradise type shit. And then the draft comes. We're at pick 8, pick 9, and Mac Jones and Justin Fields are still on the board. Now, the Bears, everybody said the Bears had to draft a quarterback, especially just for the hope of fans. We needed to. Mac Jones, Alabama, Justin Fields, Ohio State. 2 big program quarterbacks who had high-profile careers, which is, I know we can compare it to the bust that we had with Mitch Trubisky, but these are like kind of the opposite. Mitch was like Ryan Pace thinking that he can take a sleeper. I mean, the dude went to North Carolina, played 13 games. Like, he wasn't like a 5-star recruit by any means. He wasn't somebody that you thought had this high ceiling potential. Whereas these guys, Mac Jones and Justin Fields, have been playing in big games for a long time and been performing against NFL caliber talent for a long time. So I just feel like the pick's a lot different. But anyways, both those guys are available as we're getting to the 10th spot. I was out watching the draft with a friend, and all of a sudden I'm like, are they about to make a move? What's going to happen here? You start to think like, what are we going to do? What's going to happen here? I saw on the board, because I couldn't hear it because they didn't have the audio on. And I saw on the board, it said something like briefly in the back, like because the Giants were about to be up, and it said Chicago Bears something. I couldn't read it, and then next thing you know, bam, Bears trade for the pick, and I'm like, oh shit. And then it came to that moment. Are they going to trade Mac? Are they going to get Mac Jones or Fields? I thought, and my brother, I'll call him up right now. He can verify. I said they're going to take Fields. And it's because I had been hearing that Nagy had flown out to his pro day, and just I thought Nagy that was the style of quarterback he wanted. And they did it. They did it. As my brother said, it's the most exciting draft pick in Chicago since Derrick Rose. I think that to me seems accurate. Everybody on Twitter and Chicago sports Twitter at least was going bananas. It's an exciting day. I mean, of course, maybe he's not the greatest quarterback. He's not the savior of our franchise, but he really looks like he can be. We haven't had a guy like this, a top-notch recruit, just stud of an athlete to be the quarterback and to like have this high potential that we haven't had this kind of excitement here as Bears fans for a long time. So it is good stuff, man. It is. We're finally. This doesn't mean anything. Andy Dalton is our starter. All right, he's our starter this year. That's still not great, whatever. But now you have the hope. They're selling us hope, and I'm buying it. I'm buying it as a Bears fan. I'll take anything to have a franchise quarterback and to have some competent offensive football. That would be great. Let's fucking go, Bears, Bears, Bears. Yeah, I don't know. NFL draft's exciting. NBA is my favorite professional sport. I mean, basketball is my favorite sport. NBA is my favorite professional league. But the NFL draft, when your team does something like this, that was an exciting filled event. And it's kind of boring watching like every minute of it, but like the first round in particular, some of the nuanced things that are happening there, just the rumors about the Aaron Rodgers thing, it was entertaining. It was entertaining. But yeah, now I'm going to switch over to some hoop stuff. You know what I mean? As I always do. And then I'll leave you with some games to watch before I let you get to your weekends. You know, I'm coming to you on a Friday today. You know, it was a busier week for me, but I had some stuff going on and now I'm here. Now I'm here talking to you. So playoff or Bulls, I'll only briefly mention the Bulls. I really just want to talk NBA. Bulls, they are looking rough. The Zach LaVine COVID timing not only really hurts the Bulls' playoff chances, they're 2 games out of the 10th spot with only, about 10 games left. But it also hurts my playoff and NBA fantasy chances. I am in the championship I'm in the semifinals of the playoffs in my fantasy league. And LaVine is a big scorer for me, and he's been out for the past 2 weeks. It's been really hurt. I was lucky to get to the quarterfinals. I mean, Steph Curry is lighting it up for me, and that's probably the reason that I'm at where I'm at. But having Steph and LaVine for me in my backcourt I was lighting it up fantasy-wise, and now I'm struggling because LaVine, I got Kristaps on my team. He's sucking it up. Whatever. We're not going to get into the fantasy stuff. I will say, if I'm going to make a prediction right here, Bulls are not going to get in that 10th spot. They're not going to make the play-in, unfortunately. I want them to. I know long-term wise for the state of the franchise, it's probably better that they don't get in, get another lottery pick. Who knows? We get roll the dice, get a top 6 pick, and there's some good talent in this draft. Maybe you get somebody to go with LaVine and Vucevic that really matters, get a good point guard. That'd be cool, but I want to see them make the playoffs and the play-in tournament. But they're 2 games out. Like I said, a little over 10 games left. I don't think they're going to make it. Washington's playing well. I don't think they're going to get in, unfortunately. And with that said, I'm going to highlight some of the play-in tourney stuff. If you're unaware of how this is going to work, so it's 7 through 10 are in the play-in tournaments, right? The 7 and 8 team play each other. The winner of that gets the 7 seed. That just happens. Then the 9 and 10 team play each other. The winner of that game then plays the 8 seed or plays the 8 seed, plays the loser of the 7-8 game. And then if they win that game, the winner of that game is the 8 seed, but actually the 9 seed has to beat the 8 seed twice. Let me double check on that. But oh, actually it says a 1-game matchup. I thought they had to beat them twice. Well, they have to lose twice because they lose the 7-8, right? Okay, so that makes sense. So yeah, so 7 plays 8, 9 plays 10, and then the losers play each other, or the loser of the 7-8, then the winner of the 9-10. Anyway, so what I wanted to highlight, potential matchups for this. Right now in the West, Portland's the 7th seed, Memphis is the 8th, so they'd be playing each other. You'd predict Portland to win that, I think I would, because of just all the playoff moxie, Dame, CJ, they've all been there. They've been to the Western Conference Finals. They got a lot of talent. But that being said, if Memphis can beat them, then you got the 9-10 is San Antonio versus Golden State. I would love if we can get Steph to catch fire and he beats the Spurs. If we can get Portland versus Golden State in a one-game matchup to get into the playoffs, that would be high entertainment. Now, that being said, would you rather have 2 7-game series that involve Portland and Golden State, so that way you would have them as the 7-8 seed? Possibly, but either way, a one-game matchup with a lot of superstars I think is really cool. And then on the East side, the potential that I like is Miami's the 7, Charlotte's the 8. If somehow Miami loses to Charlotte, Washington is the 10, Indiana's the 9, Washington beats Indiana, then Miami versus Washington in a play-in game for the playoffs, that would be some high entertainment. I mean, Miami was in the finals, and then you got Russell Westbrook and Bradley Beal, and they're on a mission. I mean, they look like the worst team in the league to start the season, and now they're 6 games below 500. So, they've been on a roll. That would be high entertainment. So we'll see. I don't know where I stand with the play-in. I do know that I'm gonna be all in for the entertainment value. I'll probably gamble a little bit. I'll be watching them. I'll enjoy it. I do understand how like some people could complain like, oh, you work all season to get the 7 seed and then you could lose 2 games and be done. But yeah, that's how it works. I mean, that's how March Madness works. They play the whole season to get a seed and they lose 1 game. But I like that they're trying it. I don't mind that they're trying it. We'll see how it goes. I'm kind of in though. I'm kind of in. And it makes less teams, I've heard a lot of people say this, but it's true. Less teams have the incentive to just tank right away. More teams are like, oh, we can get that 10 seed. We're going to try to play in this last week. I mean, the last week of NBA basketball, or the last 2-3 weeks, is usually garbage. It's just like G Leaguers playing and stars sitting out and blowouts. It's usually bad stuff. But now there are more teams playing. Only a handful of teams are really tanking. And if that's the one cause we have, I'm kind of with that. I like that. So yeah, I'm with it for the play-in tournament. We'll see how it plays out. Maybe for some reason it'll be a catastrophe. I highly doubt it. I bet you it's here to stay. That's what I got to say. That's my take. I bet you it's here to stay. All right. Thank you for tuning into another episode of my show. Games to watch tonight. There's a good one. Jazz vs. Suns tonight at 9. So that's one I'm going to be tuning into. Love that. Those are the top 2 teams in the West. Tomorrow night, Saturday night, Clippers versus Nuggets. That's a 9 o'clock game. I'm definitely going to be tuning in. And then finally, this Sunday ABC game. There's been some good ones lately. I love the afternoon matinee games. Big fan of that. Like anytime you can gamble during the middle of the afternoon. Although I got to tell you, I'm gambling far less because I just kept losing. So I just haven't really been into it. But I'll probably get into it for the playoffs again. Anyways, the Sunday matchup, Bucks versus Nets, 2:30 matchup. That's the Eastern Conference heavyweights. Probably a potential playoff match, or could be a potential playoff matchup. They're also playing again during the week. You know, we all do these 2-team or these 2-game series that they've been doing throughout the season. So that'll be happening. But yeah, check out those games. Check out some more stuff, and check out the rest of the NFL draft this weekend. Go Bears. Hopefully we get some more stuff to put around Justin Fields. Super Bowl, Super Bears. That's what I'll leave you with. Have a good week. Have a good weekend, guys. One love.